Hi, Chase. How you doing? The presentation is fantastic. I think everything is really handled beautifully. The one thing I think that is falling short is the proof of sustainability. You talk about sustainability, but you're not proving it. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, over here. And how do you prove sustainability? You show your research. You point to statistics, facts, and figures regarding the materials that you're choosing for the design project. So when you say things like this, the materials are lightweight, made of recycled rubbers, plastics, and metal. That's not giving anybody any information, Chase. None. It's not providing your client with the information they're going to need in order to make an educated choice on the direction in which they're going to take their design project, whether it be sustainable or not. Basically, what you're saying here is that you're using sustainable materials, but you're not proving it. Then you go over here and you say the light aluminum metal provides years of setup. But why is aluminum a good choice for this? Is it sustainable? Is it biodegradable? Point to all that stuff. Talk about your materials. The materials in this project are the most important thing, the most important part of the project. So you really have to get into materials. I'm going to show you an example in a second, but I just really want you to think about this scenario, okay? I'm your client. You've prepared this report, delivered it to me where I'm going to look at it and make my decisions on this sustainable project. And I see this. I see that, okay, the research or the report that you are telling me is that you have prepared is telling me that you're using recycled rubbers, plastics, and metal, but that's it. I need to know more. I need to know where those plastics came from. Think of the life cycle analysis we worked on. All right. I need to be sure that this is 100% sustainable and that it is as sustainable and as responsible as it can possibly be for my project. Okay. So when you say stuff like the table will be draped in cotton polyester cloth, you have to really decipher and present the materials and tell us why those are a good choice. We come over here to your paper. Now, I think your paper is a little bit better. You do a better job describing the paper. The paper points directly to sustainability. You're telling where the paper comes from. Botanical Paper Works. You're telling us that it's 100% biodegradable. And then you're telling us how it works. Okay, the only thing I have a problem with, Chase, is this. Where are your sources? Okay, you can't just say it's sustainable, you have to prove it. And I know I've been saying that for a couple weeks now, and that is the crux of this assignment. It really is. Prove sustainability. You're saying you're going to use biodegradable soy and vegetable ink that won't harm the soil? Can you give me a reference on that? Can you point to something that's, my suggestion is to say stuff like this, according to so-and-so, which would probably be an ink supplier, according to so-and-so, vegetable-based inks are the most responsible choice because, and then describe why. Okay? Then, the same thing with the t-shirt. You say you're using cotton blend material, but when I saw that, if I'm a client, I'm going, wait a second, cotton blend. What do you mean blended with what? You can't just say you're blending it. You got to tell us what the materials are. So if you're planning on blending this shirt with any kind of poly product, it's going to be an issue because now you're compromising biodegradability as well as how it's, is it able to be compost? Is it able to biodegrade? And with the non-renewable resources used in the shirt, saying that it's something of a blend. My suggestion is go with 100% cotton, organic cotton for the t-shirt and for the stitching. Describe the cotton, describe 100% organic cotton, describe why it's the most sustainable choice and the most responsible choice for this project. Then also talk about the printing process, which I assume is going to be screen printing. Describe, point to a sustainable screen printer. So-and-so company is a sustainable screen printer. They'll be printing the logos using a screen printing method and using water-based low VOC inks, period. According to so-and-so, these inks and this inking process is the most sustainable for this project because go into that and then point to your resources. All right. And that, I think, is going to push you over the top. Let me give you a quick example here. I like to show examples. I'm not for comparison, Chase, just to show you what you're up against in terms of what other students are turning in. Not, this is from a different class, but anyway, this is a fantastic presentation. You got the logo. You got the creative brief that describes the project. And that's one thing I noticed in your project, that you didn't describe the project. You just jumped right into the presentation without describing the project. What's the purpose? What's the project effect? What's the project target? What's the project information? Okay. The most important thing about the project, requirements about the project, and the schedule. Then jump into ideas. And this is the sketch ideas for all of the preliminary sketch work and describing it. Okay. Then the sketch for the final sketch for the trade show booth, all labeled. Okay, and guess what? Then we have the sketches for the informational collateral, all labeled, pointing to materials. And it gets better. Hold on. Now we have these descriptions of more sketches of the giveaway. Then we got the final trade show booth rendered and labeled. Okay, now note this. Next page. Full page of materials. She's talking about the banner, 100% water-resistant, recyclable polypropylene, contains no chlorine or halogens, is non-toxic, and she describes it. And then she tells exactly what is made, the materials that go in it. Then she talks about the wood palette backdrop, the TV monitor. She's giving materials for everything that's possibly used and telling why they're the most sustainable, why they're the most responsible for this project. And guess what? It all points to a good, solid set of cited resources. Okay? And Chase, that's where I think that yours would be really pushed right over to the top if you were to really get in and really show us what you know about materials and choosing materials and pointing to sustainability and proving sustainability by showing your client the research behind your choices. Okay? Other than that, that's what I have. That's what I'd like to see you do moving into final presentation. But once again, really great presentation here. Visually, it's gorgeous. I think, though, that we can really push it over the top by addressing the issues that I mentioned in the last, 7.5 minutes. I'm so sorry about that. Did not mean to take that long. All right, great job. Any questions at all moving into final, please do not hesitate to get with me. Thank you, Chase.